Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. Today I'm here with the Decoupage Delight collection and we're going to use several of the dies from this set. So I think we'll use the foliage and we'll use the ironwork background. Then this is not the same set, this is another set, and in here I have two sets together because they're not very big. So I've put them on a magnetic sheet. And these are the Occasions word dies and the Thinking of You word dies. So I'm going to use those as well. And we'll use these flowers to add to our cards. So a variation of this card is what we're going to make. But we're going to use the foliage set to create the leaves. We're going to do the background with this. We'll use the words and the flowers. Not everybody has 3 different shades of flower, so what we're going to do for this is create these different shades with watercolours. So we're going to need some watercolour card, some watercolour paints, and I've got the 36 half pan set from Arteza, and I've also got the Gamsai Tambi Starry Colours, and these are the golds. So I have a top folded 5x7 card base, and to create the foliage I'm going to use this foliage die set, and I need enough watercolour card just to create that panel. Now I've taken the Happy Birthday from the Occasions word die set, and I'm going to cut just enough there to create some gold colour for my word. Now I've also found in my stash some parchment, so I'm going to take the backing to the word die from the piece of parchment. So we're just getting everything ready at the moment to create the card. Now for my base panel I've taken a piece of watercolour card and I'm going to cut this down just to make a panel for the top, and that's going to be watercoloured. So we'll just make some little marks. We'll leave 2 borders around the side, make some little marks just up from the bottom and in from the side, and cut that panel out. Now with another piece of watercolour card we're going to colour this, and this is going to be for our flower. So we'll move the base card out of the way, we'll take the die off the leaf panel, and we're going to colour this green, we're going to colour this is going to be the base panel that sits on our card, and this is for our flowers. So let's start some watercolouring. Let's start with the leaves first. I'm going to take some now of the water and I'm going to dip it into the greens, and we'll add this. Let me bring this panel on here. Now this is a very watered down panel, so I'm just going to add this to my card. Now we'll darken it down a little bit and we'll just come in with some more different colours, different shades along here. And this is going to be cut out once it's dry. This is going to be cut out with the foliage die. So we don't want a uniform green on there. We just want a nice mottled effect to our card. So once you've got your green panel and it's dry, this is the bit that you're going to cut the green leaves out of. So we'll pop that on one side just for now. So for the Happy Birthday words I'm going to use some of the gold, and I'm just going to wet this down a little bit, and then all I'm going to do is just cover this panel in the gold paint. And I think we'll use the darker one. So we're just going to cover this gold paint onto this little panel, and again once that's dry we can cut that out with the Happy Birthday words. So we can pop that on one side as well and let that dry. Now with the gold that's left in the pan, we're just going to edge the end of the card, the base, with the gold paint. And this, don't forget, this is the one that's going to sit on the front of your card. And again, once you've done this, you can leave it on one side to dry. But before we do that, we're going to add a bit more water to this gold that's on the desk. And we're just going to add some gold splatters to the back of the panel. You can add as many or as little as you like. Now once we've mixed up some more colours, we will be adding different shades to that. So again, leave that on one side to dry. So now with our big panel, we're going to create a light, a medium and a dark for our flowers. So I'll just tip that to one side and then we can see the actual pan. And I'm going to just spritz up the blue colours and the lilac ones. So in the middle of this pan I've got some blue paint, and we'll water it well down, and we'll take some of this shade. Now all I'm going to do with this is just wash a third of the card. So this is our light colour. Now you can, if you wish, do your die cutting of the flowers first and just do your individual pieces, but I prefer to do this way, and then I can make sure I use all the card. So once we've got that on, we can add some darker blue to the middle of this, and then we can do the rest, some more of the panel. So this is a darker blue. Now we don't need a lot of the dark shade, so I'm not doing too much. And then on this one, on the next one, we'll add in some purple. And again, some water. And we'll add this on another portion of the card. So I'm not doing anything special, I'm just adding a wash to the card. So pop this on one side to dry and bring back in the other panel that you splattered with the gold. Is use the colours that we have left in our pan. And again, we're just going to splatter some paint onto the other panel. Now this is using up the colours that we've already got in our flowers. And again, we'll leave that now to dry, or you can use your heat gun and dry it, and then we'll come back to that for our background. So we've got our base card, we have our panel that will sit on the front. Now with some plain white card and the detailed die from the Ironworks, we're going to cut this piece out to add to the top of this. Now with the green card, I've used the Foliage die and I've cut the flowers out. There's my Ironworks panel, so they're all ready to go onto the card. Now with the gold card that we coloured, I'm going to cut Happy Birthday and some stamens out to add to my flowers. So from the parchment I've cut my base for my sentiment. From the gold card I've cut the Happy Birthday, and I've cut it 3 more times, and they're all going to be stacked together and added to this parchment piece. And then from the sentiments I've cut from the gold card lots of ones that I want to add to my cards. So now let's create the flowers to go with them. So with these background dies, I'm taking the purple shade and I'm going to cut those out. Then these are the shadows that will sit on the card. So I'm taking these from the darkest shadow, the darkest shade. And these are the light pieces, and these are going to go from the palest piece. So we'll add these along here. And they can all now be die cut out, ready to make my flowers. So once they're all die cut, we can now start to build up our flowers. So these are our flower bases. Now if you look on the packet, it shows you how to put these together. So let's start with the big one. This now is the largest panel, and this is the shadow that goes with it, and that only goes on there one way. So that needs to be added there, and then into the centre of this we need to add our stamens. So that's your largest flower with the base done. Now the shadows, the highlights for this are the smaller pieces, and one will go there. We look again on this, and if we look on the front we can see it even more. This one will go along there, and this one goes down there, and that's the largest one. So now let's go to this one. So in this one we'll add this piece, now we've got the seagulls. Now with some scissors we're going to cut this into portions so that we can add this to our cards. So we just snip into it, we add some glue to the back, and we can add this onto the card front. So you can have them going down, going up, coming from the side. You can have those leaves wherever you wish. And then once you've done that, you can add your flowers. Now you can add these with flat glue or foam pads, it's entirely up to you. Pop them wherever you want and then add your sentiment along the bottom of the card. Now any leaves or any watercolour card that you have left over, keep for another project. And then to finish this off, we're just going to add some gemstones. So there's the finished card with its gemstones added and the watercolour flowers. That's ready to send for someone's birthday. There's the other one that I created with the blue flowers. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one. Why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and you'll always be aware when I add a new video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.